She had bone surgery and no anesthesia and didn't make a sound. Okay, here's why. Of course, we're talking about Saint Gemma Galgani, Italian mystic and saint of the Catholic Church. She was around in the late 1800s and had the stigmata. She saw her guardian angel, all sorts of stuff, like Padre Pio level, right? Just not as famous as Padre Pio yet. Here's a piece from her biography. Gemma's school life was brought to an end by painful illness. An injury to her foot, which she made light of, resulted in caries of the bone. She had a bone infection, and they had to scrape up her bone. They had to do an operation. Anyways, they laid her up for months, and an operation was necessary, but she refused an anesthetic. And with her eyes fixed on the crucifix, she suffered the excruciating pain without a moan. The doctors were amazed and applauded her courage and endurance. But Gemma only smiled. She knew the secret. So what's the secret? First and foremost, she lived with incredible virtue. She was the most virtuous, super humble, never wanting to be seen. But more importantly was the why behind it. She saw all her sufferings as an opportunity to draw closer to the one that she loved the most, which is Jesus. That's why she would do those things, right? Here's another piece from her biography. She did not confine herself to intercession for sinners in general, but almost constantly carried her shoulders, as she would say, some obstinate sinner, for whom she was asked to pray. Endless conversions were wrought through her prayers, from the dying man who refused the last sacraments, converted through her childhood prayers, to the notorious sinner of Lucia, whose conversion was announced to her the very day before she died. Her sufferings were not meaningless, nor merely a personal discipline. They were the instrument of a great apostolate for the sanctification of souls, drawing all their power from her continual union with Jesus crucified. And she would be the first to say that she was a sinner. She would sign off on her letters all the time to her spiritual director, like, pray for me, poor Gemma, like, I'm a sinner. Wow. God uses those sacrifices that we give him, the prayers, the offerings, everything. It's not useless. It's all useful for good. He uses them to help the world. And our willingness to suffer well for Christ makes all the difference. He uses these sufferings in ways that we may never fully see. In his mercy and through his love, he gives us good things, even in this lifetime. Saint Gemma saw the good things that came from her continual prayers, certainly in heaven. God bless.